people do what they do. Over the past 17 years, I've been collecting data, doing some experiments, trying to figure out the answer to this question. So today, I hope to share you what I've learned. And so we must begin. We must do some time travel and jump back about 10 years, and we meet. Oh snap! We are way behind, folks. There's a little preview, but we must begin today with young Judd. A boy filled with wonderment and excitement. He spends his hours outside playing with his siblings. He's superior to them in his athletic ability and his intellect. But he's obsessed with Winnie the Pooh, as you heard about. But there's one thing that Harry loves to do more than anything. All right? In case you didn't figure out, I'm Harry, that's me. There's one thing that I love to do. Solving puzzles. All right? Now, you may think I'm a nerd or whatnot, but whatever. I love to solve puzzles. It was exciting. It was enthralling. I would spend my time doing it. You know, parents bring home a new puzzle. I open it up, throw the puzzle pieces all over the table, sort out all the puzzle pieces. You know, you get the edge pieces first, right? And then you get the middle pieces, and you build the edges. And you kind of work your way from the out all the way in. And so I love to do this. Spent hours doing it and got good at it. And today, we're not talking about puzzles, unfortunately for you, but we're talking about passion. Because passion is what motivated and compelled me to do puzzles, all right? Passion is why I did it. I was passionate about puzzles, and I can't necessarily explain why, but I love to do it. And so, today we're going to talk about living a passion-filled life. And to do that, the first thing we have to do is define passion, right? Now, most people, some people like Mr. Kennedy might tell you that the word passion comes from the Latin word patio, meaning to suffer, all that nonsense. I'm not going to tell you about that today. Instead, I'm going to do what any normal, sane person would do and ask Siri what passion means, all right? So let's see what Siri has to say. Oh, passion is a strong, barely controllable emotion. Now, this definition offers a little bit of insight, but I want to take a step further today. And I want to define passion in my own words in the context of this speech. So when I say the word passion today, this is what I mean. Passion is a powerful, overwhelming desire that compels people to pursue an idea or cause greater than themselves. That's what passion is. That's what passion is to me. And so, in doing some of my research, all right, I actually did research for this thing today. I looked at people, passionate men throughout history. First guy, Samuel Adams. May have heard of him, may not. Samuel Adams grows up. He's the son of a brewer. Ever heard of Samuel Adams? Yeah, that's his father. Son of a brewer. He's well-educated. He learns the Greek and the Latin. He studies at Harvard. And he goes to Harvard with the intention of becoming a minister, believe it or not. And my parents are pastors. And he thinks that's what he wants to do with his life. And ministering is a noble cause. But at college, he learns that this isn't what he's passionate about. He discovers that he loves politics, all right? He discovers this is what he enjoys. This is what he spends his time doing. And he graduates from college, and like any good son, he tries to follow the footsteps of his father as being a merchant. He doesn't really, he doesn't know what he's doing. And so it turns out he makes a terrible businessman. And so one day he wakes up and he realizes, hey, I love politics. Maybe that's what I should do with my life. All right. So from that day forward, he went for politics, and he lived in Boston, the political capital of the colonies, and he worked his way up. And in 1773, an event took place that was because of this guy. All right. He started this. You guys heard of the Boston Tea Party? You want to know the guy behind it? Samuel Adams. Pretty crazy, right? He was impassioned about liberty. He was not going to put up with that taxation without representation crap. That's not for him. He didn't want that. And so he went for it, man. He threw some tea into a harbor. I know it sounds crazy, but it got people fired up. And he incited the revolution. Thomas Jefferson writes that Samuel Adams was the man of the revolution. He embodied it. And so today, the people, all of us, we live in free America because someone like him, because Samuel Adams, when he was in college, discovered that he wasn't passionate about ministry, but rather politics. And so that's the first point I want to make to you today, is that you have to discover your passion. Before you can be passionate about something, you have to find out what fulfills you in life. Next guy, Walter Cronkite. Ever heard of him? He set the standard for the news reporter. He was the man of the era when it comes to news reporting. As a boy, he works as delivers papers, he writes articles, and then he delivers them. I mean, he loved this. He loved informing the world around him. At the age of 16, he attends the 1933 World Fair in Chicago, where he participates. He's a part of experimental version of TV. He was on the forefront of this. And so at a young age, he discovers that he's passionate about informing the world, and he sees the power that media has. And so he goes on to college, he drops out his junior year, he pursues journalism, and he works job after job. And every job was centered around informing the world, all right? Informing the people around him, because that's what he loved to do. And, you know, in the 50s, you'll hear about Walter Cronkite. He worked for CBS News. He built up the news department, like I said earlier. He set the precedent for what a newsman was supposed to be, all right? And at one point in his life, they called him the most trusted man in America. People trusted him because he delivered the news in a factual way. He wasn't offering his own bias or spin. He just delivered the news and said, that's the way it is. That's the facts. And what we learned from him is that he pursued his passion. He gave it his all. He went for it from a young age, and he lived his whole life pursuing his passion. Next guy, R.G. Letourneau. Young guy, grows up early 1900s. He drops out of school. Listen to this, all right? This is a great thing for resume. He drops out of school at the age of 14. All right, he was an ambitious young man. He works at an iron foundry, and he begins to take jobs centered around mechanics and machinery, because he understands it. He has a mind for it. And at the age of 28, all right, he goes broke. The business that he was a part of is in the hole, and so he's looking. He's desperate. And so here's what he does, all right? He's looking for opportunities for jobs. And along comes an opportunity to level some land. Now, doesn't that sound exciting, leveling land? Well, back in this time, all right, makes it even more exciting. Back in this time, they didn't have bulldozers or anything like that. They used mules and plows to level land. They would go out there, and that's how they did it. It was so old-fashioned. And so he does this job, and he discovers that this is what fulfilled him, doing this job. And so as he begins to do it, he takes more jobs in this field, and he starts to make money. And he begins to see that this whole mules and plow things isn't going to work. And so he sees into the future and says, we need machinery to do this. And remember, he has a mind for machinery. So he starts developing machines. He manufactures them. He makes them. He builds them. He invents over 300 machines. Crazy, right? 300. And he begins to sell off these machines, and he begins to make money. All right? This man who was in the hole at age 28, he's a millionaire now. And so, like a lot of millionaires, he realizes, hey, this is way too much money for me. Because he realizes, I need to do something about the people around me. And so he begins to give his money to education. He begins to give to different causes and efforts. And so this is going to blow your mind. He gives over 90% of his income. All right, that's millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars away. And it was because, all right, here's why, all right, here's what was his motivating factor, why he was motivated to do this. Because he was passionate about the people around him. He was passionate about giving to people, impacting the world around him, shaping the earth, no pun intended, around him, all right? And so what we learn, what we see from him is that part of our passion, we have to involve the world in our passion. Our passion is not just about us. Your life is just not about you. There's people around you that need what you got. Impassioned living leads to impassioned giving. So, today I want to reiterate these points, all right? Impassioned living 101. We must discover what fulfills us, what our passion is, all right? You can't be passionate about something until you discover it. I mean, it just makes sense. Pursue our passion. We have to go all in for it. No half-hearted efforts. We have to go all in. All right? And finally, involve the world in our passion. And today it's only appropriate for me to tell you what I'm passionate about. Now, I told you that story about me solving puzzles when I was a young kid, all right? And it's a sweet story, right? But I look back now and I kind of realize, some things why I really like doing this, okay? It wasn't because of the shape of the puzzle pieces. It wasn't because of the beautiful artwork that I made or whatever. It was because I am passionate about, I like to see the big picture, all right? See the picture and then have all these pieces. You have to find these pieces, put them together, connect them, all right? It's this whole process, and I love doing that. Now more so, okay, what does that mean? It's kind of vague. Well, what I want to do is I want to engineer movements. All right? Just like Samuel Adams, I want to start a revolution, incite a revolution, the people around me. I want to, like Walter Cronkite, use media in different areas to get the word out to people. And finally, I want to involve the world around me. I want to, like R.G. Letourneau, give of what I got, okay? And create like he did, and invent, all right? These are ambitious things, right? But that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I desire to do. And like I asked you at the beginning, why do people do what they do? But more importantly today, why do you do what you do? Is it because of passion? Or is it because, you're hoping to make money? Or is it because your parents told you this was a good idea or what? And I'm going to tell you that our fulfillment in life doesn't come from those other things. It comes from doing what we're passionate about and impacting the world around us. And so, seniors today, I want to tell you, I want to encourage you guys. We're in the middle of all this college application stuff, but we need to all take a step back, take a little breather, okay? We need to make passion a priority, all right? We're not going to school just to get an education, but hopefully it's going to be a part of our passion. We're going to learn some things that are going to help us do our passion and be more efficient in that arena. And now to everybody in here, if you're not passionate today, get passionate, and it might take some time to discover your passion. But you have to go and you have to make the conscious effort to do it. All right? And at a young age, we could all in here, we could say, yeah, we can figure out our passions at a young age. Wouldn't that be cool? And I want to close with this. The value of our lives are not measured by diplomas, degrees, by achievements, or the dollars in our bank account. The values of our lives are measured by the commitment to our passion and our impact